My feet so fat I can't get into my roller skates. And my neck and chest don't fit anymore. Look at this. It's a stick up. It don't work. I do this at a bank robbery, I look like a fool.
Don't look like a fool when you try to rob a bank. What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Power Up Podcast. We take a gander at what's happening in pop culture. Some good news, some bad news, gay news, as in sucks, not homosexual. Although they try to insert that stuff in a lot of the pop culture area that no one asked for. But as you can tell, we not happy with the DEI bullshit being fisted inside there. So want to just keep up to date on what's happening and hopefully bring back that nostalgic spirit and the joy of being entertained for entertainment's sake and not having stuff fisted down your throat. If you're new to the show and you enjoy it, feel free to smash that subscribe and like button. We are on YouTube, Rumble, and X. And in the descriptions on the listed social media platforms, minus X, but you can find my link tree. You can find my other social media links there as well. Even though I don't use a whole lot of them, I think only like Instagram or something is listed there. But hope you guys are having a good Wednesday. Got some articles here. It might be a rather shorter stream tonight. Some stuff that caught my eye that's interesting. But yeah, let's hop on in, shall we? So I kind of saw this buzzing around on X, and Elon Musk is apparently suing Amazon-owned Twitch for not advertising on the platform. According to this, comes from Mashable. So we'll see if it's a reliable source, I guess one could say. So this says Elon Musk's X has expanded its legal battle, now targeting Amazon-owned live streaming platform Twitch as part of its lawsuit against former advertisers. And I believe Asmongold said something in terms of, I guess, supporting Musk and going after him. So that was something I saw that recently just happened. Maybe not too long ago. Like today, a couple hours ago or something. But we'll see if this covers it. On Monday, Twitch was added to X's ongoing lawsuit against brand members of now defunct Global Alliance of Responsible Media. That would be GARM. It's first reported by Business Insider. X claims in its lawsuits that members of GARM illegally conspired to boycott the platform, formerly known as Twitter, in late 2022, shortly after Musk acquired the company. According to the lawsuit, X said that Twitch had not advertised on the platform in the U.S. since November of 2022. As Business Insider reports, X cites a GARM document in its lawsuit that mentions an, quote, executive endorsement from Twitch regarding GARM's brand safety standards. X originally filed the lawsuit back in August. Since then, the World Federation of Advertisers disbanded the coalition of advertisers known as GARM. In addition, X removed Unilever from the lawsuit after reaching an undisclosed agreement with the company. Regardless of the closure of the GARM initiative, WFA says it intends to fight the allegations in court. So according to this, X is still hurting thanks to declining ad revenue. Or is this one of the thing where it like inserts like another article like within an article? I don't know why that's showing that. X's lawsuit against GARM comes shortly after the coalition chose to bring X back into the fold. 1 month before filing the suit, X touted that GARM had reinstated X back into the initiative. Making matters worse for X, the company still hasn't been able to fix its advertiser failings. We'll see about that. According to the official X documents obtained by Bloomberg in June 2024, X's revenue fell by nearly 40% of the first half of 2023, a period of time entirely under Musk's leadership. But if it's true and they did conspire against them or against X, or conspired and boycotted altogether, then it makes sense since they did that in 2022. period of time entirely under. This was before Musk infamously told advisors to go fuck yourself in November 2023. Good move on him. Musk said this after a number of major brands like Disney and Apple stopped advertising in response to Musk's endorsements of an anti-Semitic conspiracy theory in a report revealing ads being displayed alongside Nazi content on the platform. Was that actually proven true? Because we know these people just throw these words all the time. Some advertisers have recently returned to X, seeking to curry favor with Musk following Donald Trump's election win. Oh yeah, they're all crawling back now because they know they'll could possibly put into the target hairs. However, the advertising spend from these brands fell significantly compared to previous levels. According to the analytics firm Sensor Tower, the ad spend from X's top 100 advertisers were only 1% more than it was from this time last year, which was around the same time as the aforementioned advertiser boycott. Furthermore, ad spend from X's top advertisers is still down a whopping 64%, according to Sensor Tower. I don't know who Sensor Tower is. When compared to this time in 2022, that would mean that X's ad revenue is doing worse now than it was in the same time period that X claims GARM conspired to boycott the company. Again, if they're still in the legal lawsuit, this is all speculation. I mean, you can go ahead and look at the numbers all you want, but if they found out that they did conspire to boycott against the company, then that still holds true. Things don't seem to me improving. You mean things don't seem to be improving over X either? September, multiple reports found that X was facing a declining daily activity user base in some of its top marketing in the US, UK, and EU. Following Musk's involvement in Trump's re-election, X has also been facing a mass user exodus. Good. X competitors Blue Sky and Threads have seen millions of new users as a result. Yeah, and we're all seeing how Blue Sky is doing. Yeah, we're seeing where all the PDF files are going and all that stuff. Yeah, go ahead. Like, to me, this, like, who cares? Like, if people are leaving, like, the garbage is leaving, you know. Yeah, that means, you know, sure, it's declining in daily active users, but who exactly are the users that are leaving? And lo and behold, it's the scum. So good, get them out of here. Regardless how X's lawsuit against Twitch, Mars, CBS Health, and other Forum Coalition members of GARM unfolds, Musk's company faces numerous ad revenue challenges in the months ahead. Well, we'll see about that. I'm curious. I want to see what people are writing in the comments. For a capitalist, Musk has a limited understanding of how it works. He can't force a company to advertise on his platform. Okay, but if it's found out that they boycotted against him, then yeah. If they broke some contract, then they had the case. Elon Musk is using his political power. Yeah, we're seeing who, you know, are in these comments here. Yeah, whatever. The idea of suing a company because they don't want to do business with you is ludicrous. Ludicrous. Did they... Here, I'm going to close this real quick. That comment seems retarded because... Because, again, where does it say it? See, this is talking about GARM, and it's talking about Twitch. So I'm assuming Twitch, meaning Amazon, was now in part of the legal lawsuit. Yeah. So I don't know what that person's talking about. If Twitch is part of the supposed boycotting of, you know, advertisements against him, then yeah, that's why he's going after him. But interesting. I wanted to get a look on that of what's happening here. Wait, do I have two of the same? Oh wait, no, that's just that Park Place. So I thought this was funny over on Niche Gamer here. Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League is 95% off, less than a year from its release. Ouch. It's the last hurrah of the ill-fated Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, now 95% off on the Epic Game Store. The sale comes less than a year after the game released. This AAA title from Rocksteady failed to meet expectations for a game of its scope. By all means, it had everything going for it. Did it now? I don't think it did. Decent developer who inspired confidence thanks to the work on the Batman Arkham series. Okay. A popular licensed IP, that doesn't mean anything. In fact, that could actually prove why it failed, because they were just trying to bank off of a popular licensed IP. And lo and behold, when you twist it and bastardize it with woke crap, it fails. But after delays, questionable design choices, and an unfulfilling narrative, the game failed to make any waves in the industry beyond becoming a cautionary tale of what not to do. Oh, I think it was more than that. Questionable design choices. What is that linking to? Like the fans criticized the new Poison Ivy and Suicide Squad. Okay. And the Mrs. Freeze or whatever bullshit they were trying to pull through. Now it seems in order to breathe new life in the game, the $100 digital deluxe edition is 95% off of the Epic Game Store. So that means it's only $4.99. It's not even worth $5, in my opinion, to get the complete game with all the extras, including a battle pass token and some extra skins. Ooh, you can catch the game on sale here until December 3rd if you really want to. It's available on PC, PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X. However, the game is supposed to be available for early access for deluxe additional buyers. Ooh. Well, sucks for you guys. May you burn forever. But yep, there you go. Right there. DEI woke games, according to this sale here, are worth $5. Now, it may be a limited sale, because it says till December 3rd. I don't know what it is normally, but the fact that it's down to $5, it's insane. And that $5 can go to like a better game, like that you can find on GOG or Steam or something. So not even worth it. Not even worth getting it. But that is funny. Jumping over to Video Game Chronicle. Dragon Age, Veilguard, and Silent Hill 2 launch sales relatively slow, apparently, in Europe. And Black Ops 6 is supposedly off to a fast start in Europe. So this is according to GSD data shared by GameIndustry.biz's Chris Dring, which covers physical sales for major markets and digital sales for the most leading publishers, excluding Nintendo and 505 Games. Compared with other high-profile RPGs released this year, Dragon Age The Veilguard sales are tracking 18% below Dragon's Dogma 2 and almost 21% behind PS5's exclusive Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, Dring said on Blue Sky. Oh, looks like someone moved over to the Blue Sky. The new Dragon Age title was the 7th best-selling game across Europe in October, one spot behind Silent Hill 2 on the monthly chart. Apparently the 7th best game. That would be Dragon Age. Launch sales for Konami's survival horror remake are 57% lower than Resident Evil 4's remake and 31% behind the Dead Space remake, both of which came out last year. Really? The Dead Space one came out last year? Man, I am so... Like, it goes to show that, like, the remake... That they... Like, remakes are so trying to bank on making such an impact. Because it's like, oh, this was such a good game back in the day. You guys will like it, right? And I can't even keep these release dates. So... Despite launching on Game Pass for Xbox and PC, the release of Black Ops 6 helped drive a 12.4% rise in game sales across Europe in October. Sales of the new Call of Duty... Pardon me, I've been up since 6. Sales of the new Call of Duty were 5% higher than last year's disappointing Modern Warfare 3 launch, but down 28% compared to the 2022's Modern Warfare 2. Sales of the PlayStation versions of the game were up 26% compared to Modern Warfare 3 and 2% higher than they were for Modern Warfare 2. Super Mario Party Jamboree debuted at number 5 on the monthly chart. Its launch was down 6% compared to the 2021's Mario Party Superstars. Oh yeah, I did see this too. From Software parent Kadokawa confirms Sony has sent it a letter of intent to acquire it. That's not good. Sony is in discussion to acquire the parent company behind Elden Ring, Dragon Ball Sparking Zero, and more. I hope not. Sony is just going to ruin it. And they shouldn't, because everything's just gone. Man, things have just gone down the shitter. Sony Roni, what up, Komanga? Earlier this week, it was reported by Reuters, citing two sources familiar with the situation, that talks between Sony and Kadokawa are ongoing. Now a statement from Kadokawa reads, there are some articles on the acquisition of Kadokawa's corporation hereinafter the company by Sony Group Incorporated. However, this information is not announced by the company. The company has received an initial letter of intent to acquire the company's share, but no decision has been made at this time. Please say no. I hope not too, says Komanga. I know. If there are any facts that should be announced in the future, we will make an announcement in a timely and appropriate manner. Kadokawa owns a majority share in FromSoft, as well as several anime production houses. Kadokawa also owns Dwango, or Wango. Wonder if it's Wango, like Django. A Japanese telecom and media company that owns developer Spike Chunsoft, most recently responsible for Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. Earlier this year, it also bought Acquire, the Tokyo studio known in recent years for Octopath Travelers, Octopath Travelers 2, and Mario and Luigi Brothership. I need to get that game. Maybe I'll ask for it for Christmas. Kadokawa's share price shot up earlier this week as a result of Sony's acquisition reports, closing in at an increase of 23% to reach their all-time high value. There you go. I did see this as well, the PS5 Slim 30th anniversary console restocking. So if you want this look, but I think they only made a thin or a slim. They didn't make a disc reader one, which sucks. So I think this looks pretty solid. But according to this, on PlayStation Direct, not in stock. Please check back on Thursdays, 21st November from 9 a.m. Reads an update on the bundle store page. That would be tomorrow, at least where I'm at. The 30th Anniversary Edition bundle comes with a gray PS5 Slim Digital Edition console and DualSense controller, as well as a various extras, also designed to pay homage to the original PlayStation. And it's $500, set for release on November 21st. There's no official word on plans for a restock in Europe. It was announced in September. Initial pre-orders for the sought-after console were snapped up quickly, and many are now being relisted by resellers at huge markups ahead of their launch, of course. PS5 Pro launched on November 7th, and then your Black Friday sale will run from the 22nd to December 2nd. Sony announced it would also include saving on hardware, games, and subscription places, or across the store, direct, gear, and participating realtors. I still would love it. I still would love to get one. I still want to get a PS5. Maybe that's what I should ask, to get a PS5. I don't think so, though. Alrighty. So we got some Star Wars news here. This is coming from that Park Place. So apparently, a Star Wars author was removed for DEI. Is Lucasfilms acting legally? So publisher DK fired a longtime co-author on the Star Wars Encyclopedia, then called Ultimate Star Wars, due to a mandate by Lucasfilm that they hire more diverse writers. Adam Bray has worked extensively on Star Wars and Marvel projects, including the Star Wars Encyclopedia and the Marvel Studios visual guide. After working on 3 editions of what was then known as the Ultimate Star Wars, well, I threw the in there, it's just Ultimate Star Wars, Bray was surprised to find out that DK was moving forward with a 4th edition without him. This was particularly jarring for the writer, as he had always received such high praise from Lucasfilms for his work. Bray sat down with that Park Place to discuss this turn of events and reflect on his history writing for a galaxy far, far away. As for my non-involvement, this was the first edition they didn't ask me to work on, he said. They didn't even tell me about it, which was highly unusual. A few years back, the executive editor told me I was DK Licensing's best writer. She told me Pablo Hidalgo told them I was also their best writer, secondhand quote, but I believe it. Well, I mean, take secondhand quotes with a grain of salt here. So why then, with such a stellar record and a reported approval of a Lucasfilm creative executive, was Bray not asked back for another foray into the Star Wars universe? According to those he spoke with, Bray's talent had nothing to do with the submission. Rather, DK dropped him from Star Wars projects because of his race and gender. This mandate reportedly came from Lucasfilm itself. When I asked about the book, I was told Disney/Lucasfilm told them to use more diverse writers, Bray said. Apparently, I'm not on the diversity list of authors because I went from doing several books a year for Star Wars to suddenly none. No explanation, and I always had a stellar relationship with Lucasfilms and DK. But suddenly nobody answered my emails, though they still used my work and name to create new books. Bray is co-author on the latest edition of the Star Wars Encyclopedia. However, he didn't work on it, nor was he paid for it. This is far from the first time such an injustice has occurred. Even this year, there are 4 new books from Marvel and Star Wars that list me as a co-author, Bray said, but I'm neither informed nor compensated. Well, that sucks. So he did get replaced with DEI hire. Gosh. Bunch of turds. There he is. Bray was made waves on X this week when he noted the inclusion of fired Star Wars actress Gina Carano in the encyclopedia, while all characters related to the Acolyte were left out. In case you were wondering, and we'll be reading about Cara Dune, or Gina Carano. It's featured in the new DK Star Wars Encyclopedia, and you can order signed by me copies directly from me. He also told that Park Place that a Mandalorian visual guide was canceled by Lucasfilm pretty far along in development, right around the time Carano. Sorry, Gina, forgive me. Carano was let go from the popular show for sharing a meme on social media. I was not involved in that, but it sure smelled fishy that any book that would have included Gina was canceled right after she was fired, he said. My guess is that had everything to do with Gina. They had to have huge consequences for the publisher to do that last minute. If Lucasfilms is actually policing DK's writers based on race and gender, that could be a violation of U.S. federal law. And then you have the Civil Rights Act of 1964. Simply put, it's illegal in the United States to deny someone an employment opportunity based solely on their race, gender, or age. If, as Bray's source within DK states, the publisher didn't bring him back due to a diversity mandate set down by Lucasfilm, then both DK and Lucasfilm could find themselves in hot water as the U.S. political climate changes. Well, to me, it just makes sense. Like, this is the thing. Diversity hire and diversity mandates or stuff is the most racist thing that you could possibly do. It is literally everything that what this Civil Rights Act of 1964 title right here says that you're not supposed to do. But because it's the supposed, giving out handouts to the oppressed and the minority and, the socially seen oppressed people, which isn't true, not anymore, then yeah, it's absolutely ridiculous. Oh my gosh, excuse me. I'm yawning up a storm here. This is retarded. I feel sorry for the dude. I wanted to make sure I understood where this was going. So is it fair that Star Wars Encyclopedia author was fired from DK and Lucasfilms? Well, absolutely not. If it was actually based on the fact that they had to do a diversity hire and they fired him because he was white, then no, it's not fair. And is it right for a publisher to continue licensing authors on new projects without compensating them? Yeah, I mean, unless hopefully the guy got lawyered up and read his contract, because there could be something in there that, you know, once you sign it, it's like we get rights to all your names and stuff and we can use it further on down the road. But hope it works out for the guy, because that sounds awful. So, with that being brought out about Cara Dune, Gina Carano returns to Star Wars lore. New Lucasfilm publication. Whoops. Sorry if you just heard a major hit, because I just hit my microphone. A new Lucasfilm's publication indicates Cara Dune. To the shock of many, Gina Carano appears in the new Star Wars Encyclopedia published by DK and released this month. However, there's absolutely no mention of any character associated with failed Disney Plus series The Acolyte, the brainchild of Harvey Weinstein's former personal assistant, Leslie Headland. Carano's character, Cara Dune, gets a large photo and a full write-up detailing her history, military service, and adventures with the Mandalorian and Grogu. It's close to Gregu, which is my name in Japanese. Dune was prominently featured in the first 2 seasons of The Mandalorian and was set to receive her own spin-off series on Disney Plus called Rangers of the New Republic. However, Gina Carano's inclusions into the Star Wars Encyclopedia shocked many due to her very public feud with Lucasfilm and Disney. The company failed to renew/fired Carano back in 2021 after she shared a political meme on X that criticized the way today's society treats conservatives. Lucasfilm maligned her on social media, leaving Carano effectively canceled by the huge Hollywood studio. Or so they thought. Soon after, Carano filed an unlawful termination and discrimination lawsuit against Disney, backed by ex-owner and world's richest man Elon Musk. Is he really the world's richest man? I don't think so. I feel there's like quiet, trillionaires out there. Here. Richest man in the world, 2024. Oh, I guess apparently it is Elon Musk. I mean, that was a quick internet search, but that was according to 2 sources. I didn't look at the sources, though, so I take that with a grain of salt. Author Adam Bray, who we just read about, who worked on the previous 3 editions on the Star Wars Encyclopedia, noted Carano's inclusion on X. While the book lists Bray as an author on the project, he was not called back to work on it directly. And then we literally just read this. Carano's inclusion wasn't the only interesting tidbit to come out of Bray's X account. He also noted that there are no characters from The Acolyte, including in the expansive tome. There you go. So The Acolyte's missing. The series is completely ignored. Also missing is content from the recent Tales of the Empire, Jedi Survivor, Star Wars Squadrons, Outlaws, apart from tiny entries. What else? For the 3 main characters, but no photo for a playable character K, and more expectingly, nothing from the upcoming Skeleton Crew. The most notable omission is anything from The Acolyte, Bray said on X. The series is completely ignored. I know, because it was garbage, and it should be ignored. And a lot of it should be ignored. What's notable is that there's a few small entries on the Ubisoft action-adventure video game Star Wars Outlaws, which released after The Acolyte's first and only season ended. This negates any claims of there being any kind of content cut off to explain away The Acolyte's exclusion. The Leslie Headland-helmed series was a colossal failure for Disney and Lucasfilm. The controversial Soul show, which sought to change the fundamental definition of the Force, failed to draw a sizable audience. The studio officially canceled it after the first season aired. Since then, Disney pulled all Acolyte merchandise from the shelves, with only a few T-shirts remaining on DisneyStore.com. Bray also pointed out that the book pulled any reference to Boba Fett's spaceship as Slave One, its original pre-Disney name. What'd they change it to now? Gosh, these assholes could just not leave things alone. Here you go. does remove all reference to Slave One from the previous edition. The ship is now known as Boba Fett's starship. Dude, that's the gayest thing ever. Oh my gosh. Dude, go fist yourself, Disney. Jeez. The Boba Fett Slave One issue felt like it came from a higher level. He told that Park Place an executive and / or DEI thing, I presume. And I would guess anything regarding Gina would too. Are you surprised that Gina Carano was included in the Star Wars Encyclopedia, but the Acolyte wasn't? Sound off and let us know. Well, yeah, I was actually quite surprised. That is crazy. So, HBO, J.K. Rowling gets a lot of heat from her personal beliefs and stuff. But, according to this, HBO does still stand by J.K. Rowling ahead of Harry Potter TV series involvement. Says the author, quote, has the right to express her personal views. This should just be common sense. Why people are getting ass mad about it is ridiculous. Well, I know why. It's because their false fantasy world, or their false reality world, their fantasy world, people don't want to go along with it. Which is funny because, well, never mind. HBO issued a statement in support of J.K. Rowling and her Harry Potter TV series involvement, noting that the author, quote, has the right to express her personal views in the face of fan backlash. Rowling, the author of one of the most successful book series of all time, has become a lightning rod of controversy in recent years, with former fans and even some of the actors from her Harry Potter films speaking out against her. This mostly centers around Rowling's view on individuals who identify with a gender that differs from their natural biology. She additionally believes that anatomical men should not be permitted in women's spaces in sports. Well, believe it or not, this is just reality. Like, this isn't some insane sort of opinion. This is truth. Thus says the scripture. This has displeased many in Hollywood, with calls for boycotts for Rowling's work ringing out every few months. However, the Harry Potter IP has never been stronger, with books, movies, theme park lands, and attractions, endless merchandise, and a hit video game, and now, well, there's more video games, or there's plenty, and now an upcoming long-form TV series on HBO and the Max streaming service. Rowling is set to be heavily involved in the TV series, which will adapt her original 7 books and flesh them out in a way that was never possible in the Daniel Radcliffe-led films. Of course, any involvement by Rowling is often met with loud opposition for those who disagree with her personal views. When the video game Hogwarts Legacy came out in early 2023, activists decried the title and even went as far as to threaten and harass streamers who played and supported the game. And this was a title Rowling had virtually no involvement in. However, despite the mass calls of protest, a very valuable lesson was learned from the Hogwarts Legacy controversy. Most people don't care. Hogwarts Legacy was a massive success, selling 30 million copies and generating more than $1 billion in revenue. It represented some of the fiercest and loudest attacks ever flung at Rowling's work by online activists, and it didn't make a shred of difference. That might be why, after years of dancing around the controversy, Warner Brothers has finally chosen a side, and it's not going to sit well with the Hollywood elite. HBO boss Casey Bloys spoke about Rowling's involvement in the series at a press event and said that the author was very, very involved in the process, selecting the writer and the director. He also definitively stated that her personal feelings on protecting women's spaces haven't affected the casting or hiring of writers or production staffs. Representatives from HBO and Warner Brothers told Variety in a statement that Rowling's contribution to adaptations of her beloved work has been invaluable over the last 20 years. We are proud to once again to tell the Harry Potter story, the heartwarming books that speak to the power of friendship, resolve, and acceptance, the statement said. J.K. Rowling has a right to express her personal views. We will remain focused on the development of the new series, which will only benefit from her involvement. That's a definitive statement from HBO and, by extension, Warner Brothers. Discovery, in support of Rowling that flies in the face of the activist noise already rising up on social media platforms. But Rowling doesn't take abuse and venom from online trolls laying down. The author is a fun follow on X, where she routinely jests with those who express their anger towards her. When J.K. Rowling was asked recently about the Harry Potter series and her involvement in it, she responded by simply stating that she's very involved and expressed optimism about the project. When someone quoted that post talking about their immeasurable disappointment at the creator of an IP being involved in a major adaptation of their work, she responded as only she can. I've only just seen this response to me saying I'm very involved in the Harry Potter TV show, she said, and I think I pulled something laughing. As should come as no shock, the legacy access media has already started to attack HBO and Rowling. Variety ran a hit piece just today, trying to paint the author as some kind of monster. The industry has never quite faced a scenario in which the sole creator of a beloved multi-billion dollar global franchise has plunged so unabashedly into one of the culture's most contentious social issues, writer Adam B. Very opined. She's effectively made herself toxic to many within the core fandom. They were not, again, so notice how they're trying to rewrite history, is that transgenders and all that stuff, they're trying to say that those people are the core fandom. It's always a lie. It's never a case. It's a small fraction. Because when it's LGBTQ themed, you know exactly who the core fandom is going to be or who made it. You knew that. And you know that it's also not the case. Even like, for example, Avatar, where at the end they made Korra bisexual or something like that, even though it was never planned to begin with, and that the fact they had to go out of their way to then retcon it at the end. It goes to show that this shit was like, these people are just trying to grasp at anything. It's the same thing with anime as well. Anime was never about LGBTQ, nor was it the heart and soul of anime and the origin of anime. Again, that's not true. It is simply a subgenre of many genres under the umbrella that is anime. And they're trying to do the same thing with Harry Potter, whose devotion began 25 years ago when they were children and has sustained the franchise long after the books and the film series concluded. Yeah, and I guarantee you a lot of these people that you say who are the core fandom did not have these mixed ideas of, well, I think I'm a boy when they're a woman, or I think I'm a woman and they're a man. Variety then goes on to turn its narrative sneak eye towards the actors who will eventually star in the upcoming series, winding up for what will undoubtedly be a plethora of attacks against them for their participation in the beloved franchise. For any actor joining the new Harry Potter series, Rowling has thrown down a gauntlet they're unlikely to escape once casting for the show begins in earnest next year, Variety says. You can't fault somebody for wanting to do the job, said Kat Miller, a woman who has made a career glomming off of Rowling's work. She serves as creative director of the MuggleNet and co-author of the unofficial Harry Potter companion. But the internet and the fandom and the politics of it all are probably going to demand that they say something. If you don't, people are going to automatically assume that you agree with Rowling. Well, fuck them. Rowling responded to calls for a boycott back in April 2023. Dreadful news, which I feel duty-bound to share, she said on her X account. Activists in my mentions are trying to organize yet another boycott of my work, this time for the Harry Potter TV show. As forewarned is forearmed, I've taken the precaution of laying in a large stock of champagne. Nice. And do you think boycotts of the Harry Potter television series on HBO will work? Are you happy about J.K. Rowling's and her involvement in the TV series? Let us know. I mean, yeah. Despite disagreeing with her on a lot of stuff, she obviously knows the story. She isn't budging on the story. So I have pretty strong faith that, she'll make sure that the story goes as smoothly as possible and hopefully are making the correct casting calls in terms of people who are just qualified for the job because they are talented and not because they are a diversity hire. That's kind of all the articles I have here. I do have games that were released today, so let's Before we jump over there, just take a look at that Park Place. See if anything catches our eye. Oh, I thought this was funny. She-Hulk replaced by Deadpool, an official Disney Plus Marvel hub. And then apparently leaks of the upcoming Snow White trailer. Ugh. And it shows drastic change in narrative. Ugh. What's this? I mean, we were reading Harry Potter. Well, in both Orlando and NEM's Logs Jam Waterway on Tiana's Bayou Adventure, Disney's biggest theme park competitor just dropped the mic with a set of stunning epic universe Harry Potter photos that actually deliver on their lofty promises. New attraction Harry Potter and the Battle for the Ministry will open along with the rest of Epic Universe on May 22nd. Fans got their first look inside the fabled Ministry of Magic from J.K. Rowling's fantasy classic novel today, when People magazine released a set of stunning images that show the new area in all its glory. And unlike the House of Mouse down the street, Universal's final product actually met the expectations set by the initial concept art. Dang. Trying to see which one's the concept art. I think it's this top one. Interesting. Oh, here you go. Right here. The heck is that? Then there's the unfortunate saga of Communicore Hall at Epic. This new permanent festival center was supposed to have a futuristic look with a rooftop bar. This looks retarded. Kind of gives me... It does kind of look retarded. In a way, it kind of gives me Journeyman Project vibes, which I actually do like Journeyman Project, but I don't know. Something about it just feels off. It looks like mushrooms. Are mushrooms supposed to be futuristic? Here's some more photos right there. Concept art of Stardust Racers in Celestial Park. Huh. Well, interesting. She-Hulk has officially been replaced with Deadpool on the Marvel Studio Hub, Disney Plus, in a movie that many are taking to social media to celebrate. Attorney at Law was a series touted by Disney as being a major success at first, but once the ratings released, fans got a glimpse of the real story. The show was a big green failure that couldn't even crack the Nelson's top 10 for streaming originals when it debuted. Featured an insufferable main character who belittled and dismissed the Hulk's pain, a man who had once reached such lows he tried to take his own life. She claimed that she understood pain better than him because Men Cat called her. Remember that. It also showcased endless lectures, rage baited the fans, made Marvel fans the villains of the show, utterly fell apart in the last episode, and even featured a cringe-inducing dance scene with Megan Thee Stallion. So it came at no surprise that the show never came back for a second season. She-Hulk star Tatiana Maslany, a woman who spends most of her time online complaining while advocating against parents' rights to dictate what content their children consume, let it slip a few months back that a second season on the show likely isn't happening. Despite this, Disney still featured She-Hulk prominently on the main Marvel hub of the Disney Plus streaming service. She stood shoulder to shoulder on the Page's banner with the Sam Wilson version Captain America, Yelena from Black Widow, Loki, Scarlet Witch, all that stuff. You know, all the characters that are really popular with fans right now. Oh, here you go. Here's the updated. And waboosh. Ouch. So out of all the people they could have replaced, they went with her. That's funny. However, in the new version, She-Hulk has been replaced by Deadpool. Hot off the Disney Plus release of Deadpool and Wolverine, I actually still need to watch that. Disney also replaced the jump gate behind She-Hulk in the original. The new version features a Doctor Strange sparking portal behind Deadpool. Unlike She-Hulk, Deadpool appears in popular content. In fact, Deadpool and Wolverine grossed $1.3 billion at the global box office. She-Hulk fans, there are a few rage at the success of Deadpool and Wolverine this summer, citing what they felt was hypocrisy on the part of Marvel fans. You see, Deadpool and She-Hulk are both characters that break the fourth wall and address the audience. She-Hulk, I recall, does not. Deadpool also had an opening dance sequence set to the NSYNC's Bye Bye Bye, which many compared to She-Hulk's twerking with Megan Thee Stallion. Oh, not even remotely close. Oh my gosh. When you actually look at the context of these complaints, they instantly fall apart. Saying Deadpool and She-Hulk are the same because they break the fourth wall. It's like saying Dave Chappelle and Jimmy Fallon are on the same level because they're both comedians. It comes down to the quality of the fourth wall breaks, and many felt She-Hulk's attempted at humor fell woefully short. So dumb. For the dance sequence, the Deadpool NSYNC scene comprises the original credits of the film and takes place as part of a brutal action sequence that see the Merc with the mouth dissecting TVA agents using Wolverine's adamantium skeleton. Ooh. Well, that was a little bit of a spoiler for me, but we'll see that. There. Note, I actually had to rewatch that twerking scene to ensure accuracy in this article, and I hope you all appreciate it. It is apparently an editor's note. Well, I'm sorry. That's funny. Well, get wrecked, She-Hulk. Burn in hell forever. Alrighty. This day in gaming. Let's see what was released. The Magical Quest starring Mickey Mouse. Nice. Banjo-Tooie. WWF SmackDown 2 Know Your Role. Cool. Metroid Prime Hunters. Ooh, the Nintendo DS and Supersonic Warriors 2. Nice. Ooh, Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Vegas. That was a pretty fun game. You got your Mass Effect. You got your Rock Band. Dang. Last Remnant. Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword. Very nice. Very nice. Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity. I actually enjoyed those games. So nice. Solid games. Solid games. What else do we got over at Moby Games? Ooh, the Japanese NES version of Mike Tyson's Punch-Out! Very nice. Super Mario World from Japan. F-Zero. Dang. Castle of Illusion starring Mickey Mouse. The Japanese Genesis version. Holy crap. Lots of stuff. Legend of Zelda, Link to the Past. Yoshi's Cookie. Sonic the Hedgehog 2. Donkey Kong Country 2. Dang, Japan on fire today. And it's to be expected. A lot of games get released around this time. Tomb Raider 2, the Windows version. Diddy Kong Racing. Tomb Raider 3, The Legend of Zelda, Ocarina of Time. Wow. Pokemon Silver and Gold. Hot damn. Are we? I want to make sure we're on the right. Oh, this is November 21st. Damn it. Dude, I thought I switched it over to the 20th. Lots of good games coming out tomorrow. That's for sure. You got your Fatal Fury in Japan. Very good. I was going to be like, how are they missing all the stuff that that GameFAQs had? That makes sense. Sonic 3D Blast. I never played that one. Apparently, the Sega Saturn Japanese version of Suikoden Tenmei no Chikai, the premium pack. Cool. Oh gosh. South Park Chef's Love Shack. Terrible. WWF SmackDown 2, Know Your Role. Oh, there you go. There's the United States PlayStation version. Ooh, Spider-Man, the N64 game. That was a good one. I like that one. Gunman Chronicles? Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2 in Germany. Legacy of Kain, Soul Reaver 2 for Italy. Mass Effect, the 360 version. Very nice. Oh, Rocks. Okay. We're getting a little bit of a crossovers. We got Rockman over here. More Mass Effect, the limited collector's edition. Very nice. Hitman Absolution. Oh man, I am slowly fizzling out. So far, that's all I can really see. So, yeah. I'm going to go ahead and say, oh, there's Hyrule Warriors. Oh, that's only in Belgium and the Netherlands, though. Well, well, there you go. Got some solid games there released. So, I'm going to go ahead and call it for tonight, you guys. Let's go ahead and raid people over on either YouTube or Rumble. See you later, Komanga. Thanks for swinging by. Let's see. Over on Rumble, we'll raid Alex Zedra. I like Alex. She is live. Let's do some raiding. So let me /raid. I wish they just had an automatic raid thing. Grab that. Do. There. Why? Something went wrong. Why? Do it again. There we go. Raid confirmed. All right. You guys have a good rest of your night. Take care. God bless. Make sure to like and subscribe. And until then, adios.